Welcome back to Till All Are Done, the show where we are showcasing one toy for every character in the Transformers universe. We're charging through the reviews for the last handful of characters debuting in More Than Meets the Eye Part 1, but if you want to start from the very beginning, check out the playlist in the description or click the card in the corner. But the best way to stay tuned for new episodes is to subscribe and see which figures I'm going to showcase next. From that original run of transforming penny racers, which cost about $5 each back in the day, wow, imagine getting any Transformers for that price these days, especially with these damn tariffs. I think the mold that is my absolute favorite is the Pontiac Trans Am looking Windcharger, and by extension Tailgate, but we'll get to him one day. Windcharger is not a character that ever got a ton of attention outside of G1, or really even outside of Season 1. Plus, we know what happened to him in the 86 movie, but I still think he's neat. Plus, he certainly hasn't been forgotten as he's getting the SS86 treatment for a new toy. For this episode, I'm going to save that mold to review for the eventual Tailgate repaint, and we're going to check out an excellent toy at a smaller scale than that one. The Prime Wars Trilogy is a toy line with high highs and low lows, but Power of the Primes Legends Class Windcharger is a toy that will convince you he's part of the former, and that he stands tall despite his class size. Transformers! Windcharger fans can be happy with this one. He looks great, and never underestimate the smaller budgeted size classes, which can still give you great figures. The crazy thing here is that this Windcharger is really going for G1 cartoon accuracy in a toy line that's not really worried about it at all. There was even another Windcharger released earlier in the trilogy in Combiner Wars, so 2 toy lines ago, and it definitely wasn't concerned with looking like the G1 show model. This one though is pretty damn close. It even got the details on the feet, the codpiece, and that little protrusion at the top of the chest that looks like you want to put a CD in it. And I especially want to shout out the head sculpt. It looks very nice. Maybe there's a little bit of car door kibble that shouldn't be there, but it's not bothering anybody. Given the size class this toy is, they did a pretty amazing job. I actually think they cooked with a lot of the Legends class toys in the Prime Wars Trilogy, and we'll get to a few more later down the road. What would have rounded out the total package nicely is if it had some sort of weapon. It would probably be a small blaster of some sort that's gunmetal gray or black, probably not that detailed. But it would have been a welcome addition to the overall package. He has fist holes but nothing to hold. Get him some firepower to fight back is all I'm saying. But yeah, at this scale, this is the best Windcharger robot you can ask for in terms of look, build quality, paint application, and as you will see, articulation as well. It's a little hollow on the inside of the feet, but that's whatever. It's for transformation, and he has no trouble standing at all, so that's good. The only way to really improve on him is to bump up to the next size class, which they're already going to do in Studio Series. Examples of good legacy ones or Studio Series upgrades are Beachcomber or Gears, SS86 Brawn, and Bumblebee. We have photos now of what Windcharger will look like getting the treatment as an SS86 toy, and it's looking stellar. But let's keep delving through the good stuff of this little guy and what he offers for articulation and beyond. This little toy has surprisingly good articulation. Head can spin 360 degrees but no tilting and no nodding, and then the shoulder joints are wild. They are pinned to the torso and then the arms are attached by a ball joint, so the shoulders have a ton of up and down movement to get them positioned above or below the head. This was intended for transformation purposes at the end of the day, but they didn't have to go this hard. So that means the shoulders can almost extend out 90 degrees, just slightly under. They allow the arms to pivot inward and outward slightly, and then you get full 360 rotation on the ball joint, of course. The elbow is attached on a ball joint as well, so you get 90 degree elbows and a 360 elbow swivel because of the ball joint. Honestly, impressed with this little dude so far. No waist rotation whatsoever, but the legs are on a ball joint as well, so they can extend forward 90, outwards 90, and backwards 90 if you unclip the backpack in the way. Then the knees go 90 degrees backwards. You're missing some of the key movements to getting great posing, but that's understandable at this scale. I'm surprised how much he does, and certainly I'm not experiencing disappointment here. The transformation is very simple, with one step being a little bit of a concern. You start with unpegging the backpack, which is the hood of the car, and then you have this interesting neck joint to work with. You splay the neck joint out so that the head is looking down at his feet, but then you position the head back up. So when you're going from car mode to robot mode, if you see the shoulder pins, you've done it wrong. You have to tuck the head down further before you clip the backpack in. But back on task here. Next, you lift the shoulders all the way up and clip them to the car hood. Now for the last steps, fold the windshield pieces out of the back of the feet, clip them together, and then rotate them at the knees, but be careful. The tabs that clip into the windshield are made of, sing it with me now, transparent plastic. This shit always comes back against me, even though I love it so much. It's not holding into the roof tight or anything, but it's thin enough for it to be a cause of concern in scenarios, plus use for the gimmick, which we'll cover in a bit. But with that final step, here's Windcharger in his Pontiac Trans Am approximation alt mode, looking really nice. Nice paint for the base, nice look for the front grille, and even for the rest of the figure. The only thing that bothers me a bit is the Autobot logo is shifted a little too far to the driver's side of the hood, but maybe that won't bother you. I'm a sucker for symmetry. The cool thing about this toy coming out in the Prime Wars Trilogy is that he can accommodate a Titan Master. Woo! Pop up the legs and the top of the roof, and you can place any of the Titan Masters to sit inside and drive Windcharger around. That's really fun. The Legends toys are too small to have their own Titan Masters, but this is a nice way to connect them to the bigger scale toys in a way that they can play together. This $10 toy, I'll say that again, this $10 toy has pinwheels. Not all four, but in the front. Wow, okay. These days, you struggle to get pinwheels for deluxes that cost 20 to 25 bucks. So all in all, we have a great alt mode too, on top of all the good this Windcharger is doing for this other mode. Hasbro canceled the core class, but they absolutely have to bring it back because toys like this are sheer proof that you can do a lot of good at that scale. If you can integrate them with the bigger toys in some way, like how this alt mode can seat a Titan Master, then we will buy them. Minicons, Hasbro. Do I have to spell out everything for you? Minicons. M-I-N-I-C-O-N-S. Why do I have to spell everything out for you? And there you have it. Windcharger, ladies and gentlemen. I think they've made a little 4-inch masterpiece, punching well above his weight class. It's pretty exciting in many facets. Other than a few small issues I have with it, it's a must-have toy of Windcharger at this scale, and even if you're a fan of the character, great for your desktop and great to mess around with. I'm giving this Windcharger toy a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's that good. This is why we need the core class back, and Hasbro, I hope you're listening to this. Don't just pack this stuff in with Commanders or Titan class toys. Give me a break. Even when Windcharger gets the Gears treatment later, I think this toy will not be forgotten. They just are due for an upgrade because it's been almost a decade. Not only Windcharger, but also Powerglide and Sea Spray, the last one just getting a new toy at a higher scale. But there's lots of good ones in the Prime Wars line, so don't skimp out on some of these Legend class toys. I have at least 7 of them already off the top of my head, with some that you might see on the channel in the near future. We're getting closer and closer, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 more mini-bots left, and that's it for More Than Meets the Eye Part 1. You guys are probably waiting patiently for some Dinobots, maybe some Insecticons, and maybe a certain Combiner character that shows up in this season. Subscribe to see who we'll review next on the show, and share this little fun project with your friends. If you're interested, do whatever you want. Above all, just big thanks from me for stopping by the JR Magnus channel, and peace out.